The Great Debate. I am Gandhi. This is my co-host DMAQ, and today we are going to be talking about an emerging problem in the realm of esports. It is, of course, Adderall. Now, in case you don't know what Adderall is a drug prescribed to people with ADHD, which helps them focus and get through their daily activities. Now, I do not believe it's a performance-enhancing drug, but DMAQ, on the other hand, does. But before we get into that, D, what is Adderall doing in this esports scene?
Scotty, I think in America, Adderall has become an epidemic. And now, especially in esports, we're starting to see Adderall become very, very popular. You see people selling it. You see people buying it at events. You see people using it. And Scotty, I think it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the people that are using it. It's dangerous for the people who are getting involved in esports and see it and they start getting involved with it because it's a big-time gateway drug and it has long-term negative effects. But yes, short-term, I do believe that it is a performance-enhancing drug if used properly.
Those are some big words, D. They're fighting words at this point. You honestly believe that Adderall is that big of an impact that it's a performance-enhancing drug and it's an epidemic?
Scotty, baseball got performance-enhancing drugs. MMA got it. Boxing got it. I'm saying esports, a legitimate sport, has a performance-enhancing drug. And Scotty, I know that usually a performance-enhancing drug is constituted as something that has a positive effect on every person. And that might not be the case with Adderall. Okay? But short-term, it could elevate somebody's play from here all the way to here. And I know that from experience. I've tried it a few times. And I know that when I take Adderall and am playing Halo 1, a game that requires very little communication and lots of concentration, I am another type of player.
So you're saying from this magical pill, you go from a C to an A? Like, just hypothetically.
Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that I turn into an A-type player when I'm on Addy, compared to the type of player. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a C. Maybe a B- would be nice. But, yes, Scotty, definitely.
All right, well, let's flip the coin here since I am the national champion. So, in Halo 2, in my respected game, I never felt outside of the top 2. In that time, I never once took Adderall. Not a single time. I heard about people taking it, and I called them cheaters in case I lost. But when I won, I didn't think twice about them taking Adderall. You know why? Because I beat them. So whatever, even with them using a performance-enhancing drug, quotes, I was doing better than them. But then...
you can't relate.
But then in Halo 3, I kind of fell off a little bit and I didn't have the drive to play. And I knew Adderall would make you play. So what happened in Halo 3? After 2 events on Team Carbon, I got the boot. You know why? Because I took Adderall at the second event and I could not even try to sleep.
Scotty,
I didn't. This is my conversation. You back that ass up. I didn't sleep. I couldn't eat. And most importantly, in Halo 3, I could not communicate. And anyone who has played that game knows how important communication is when every player is on their own individual screen. Yeah, of course, there are people running around and eating it like cereal and candy, but that's not me. So what happened was I still tried, I kept at it, and I still failed. So it's not a performance-enhancing drug for everyone. In fact, it only affects some people. It only affects some people the way that it affects you.
It only affects some people in some games.
Exactly.
How about that?
Okay,
it's not something that might be so relevant in Halo Reach and Halo 4 because it requires so much communication. But Scotty, back in the day, and maybe in a game like StarCraft, and maybe in a fighting game, I think Adderall is more than relevant. I think Adderall is more than a performance-enhancing drug. It is the #1 thing that comes down to what's going on at all these events. All the kids are adding out.
Come on, D. All of them?
Dude, I go to Halo 1 lands all the time.
All right, well, look.
Everybody's added out.
Let's clear the air here for like 2 seconds. Number one, this drug is dangerous. All right?
Yeah,
if you're
absolutely.
not prescribed it, be extremely careful because, as you can see from the picture, when it's abused, it's comparable to meth or cocaine. And when you take it, your heart races. So you know that it speeds you up because it's a methamphetamine.
Scotty,
We're not here to argue about what the repercussions are. It is no joke. But the fact of the matter is, D, is that I strongly disagree with the fact that if you take this pill, you will get better. And for that reason alone, since you have the extremes of people who, I don't know, let's just call him you. You have the extremes of people like you who bring them all the way up to like an A. It brings me down to like a C, where I'm naturally an A. So that extreme right there, it equals out to a B. I don't think we should be considering it a performance-enhancing drug if the average isn't that bad.
well, Scotty, I want to say one thing right now. We made this video to make people aware of how dangerous this shit is.
Agreed.
And to discuss why it's something that being used in gaming. But, Scotty, I think, a lot of people in gaming believe that it's something that enhances their performance when they're on it.
You're one of them.
And I've taken it a few times. And Scotty, I do see the long-term effect stuff, which is why, even if I was a competitive gamer, which I plan on being when Halo 4 is out, I do plan on never taking Adderall to play Halo 4 because I see the long-lasting effects on a human being and on what that could do to yourself, and I don't want to be associated with that. I don't think it's something that I want to do.
It does make you a zombie.
It makes you a zombie.
If you've ever, and if you're a drinker, which I'm sure some of you guys out there like alcohol, who doesn't really these days? I think everyone drinks, but if you try to drink on it, you can never get drunk. It's terrible. So really, I know that's completely irrelevant. It's something I noticed, but
that sounds like a story that really hit personal with you.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, man. It doesn't really. Fuck you. Back onto the point here. I don't know where my point is. Oh yes, in this world that we're in, gaming, whether it's Major League Gaming or DreamHack or WSVG, if that even still exists. Do you see? Okay, that's good. Do you see it being such a pressing matter that it has to be banned right now?
No, not right now.
Yep.
I mean, esports is at this little thing,
Yep.
I mean, in the big world. I mean, it's gonna get bigger. I hope people don't make that a big deal. I mean, it's definitely gonna get big.
You have to be so careful these days.
All right.
It sucks. But yes,
All right.
we're like a speck compared to like football.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. And I do think that, one day people will be tested for all types of drugs before they start gaming at these national events where they're making millions of dollars a year. It only makes sense that you start regulating something where there's so much money involved. Right now there's not enough money involved, but eventually there will be. So, yeah, probably going to be, and probably people will have to be off of Adderall or get prescribed to it.
I concur with that statement. As of now, there's no need for it, but eventually, do we actually need to test for it? I'm on the fence. I think since some people, it screws them entirely. It's not like steroids where these athletes are already at the top of their performance and it just helps them build more muscle or, stuff along those. It's not like that at all. For this, it's like it could work or it could fail miserably.
But steroids do negatively affect different people, don't they?
I'm sure. I don't know. That's not our forte, man. We're gamers. We don't know shit about that. But okay, so I will agree that eventually it could be a problem. But as of now, don't go into an event and be like, oh, he only beat me because he takes Adderall. More than likely, he's not taking Adderall, unless you go with DMAQ statistic, which is 50%.
It might have been a little exaggerated.
I know. But besides that, really, stay away from the damn drug.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's terrible. No one likes the dry throat. It's so
This was
bad.
our Don't Do Drugs episode. I feel like every sitcom has one.
Yeah.
Every, show has
Yeah, all
one.
we did the whole time was we were like, you were like, oh, it's so awesome. It makes you awesome. You're like Superman. You're like Mario when he gets the star. You can run through everyone. And then at the end, it's like, by the way, man, this drug, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, here's the thing. It's like those, it's that short
Yep.
span of, the jump. But then, Scotty, once you're off it, you feel like shit.
Oh, yeah.
And your body's like, your body feels like shit. And honestly, me, somebody who I'm trying to be healthy, Scotty, I'm in the gym every day. I don't even want to be associated with something like that. We're landing Halo 1 this week, and I don't plan on taking Adderall once because it's just something I tried, and I wanted to check it out. And you know what? It does really help some people, but I'm going to be a C. I'm going to be a dominant C this weekend, though.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Also, before we close out, the Halo Council is going to be doing a giveaway. It's really all of my stuff. I have a lot of old retro MLG throwback jerseys with no name on the back, so you can iron on some letters there. It can be yours. They're the 2008 style jerseys. Nexy's also giving away like a Halo 4 armor code, something along those lines. So once we hit 5,000 subscribers, we'll start handing that stuff out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Farewell.
Peace.